Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, it's here. It's finally here. It's Christmas Eve. The holiday season is here. How is everybody doing today? Ah, Christmas Eve. So, let me know if you're here by putting a 1. Say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever is part of who you are. Hold on. There we go. Got to get this going here. So let me know that you're here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, like I said, it's Christmas Eve. Are you ready? Are you ready for Santa to come tonight? Have you been naughty or nice? Are you on the good list or the naughty list? So, the events that we've got coming up this year are unbelievable. So you can check my event page. I'll be in Bel Air, Maryland next month in January. We have some privates and some group seating available. I'll be doing some readings here at Hip Gypsy Emporium. We have the vision board class coming up. Oh gosh, it's the last Sunday of December. I guess that's next Sunday. We are starting to work on the women's retreat that will be at the beach this year in October. We were looking at September, October, but it looks like October is going to work a little bit better for us. And I've got classes starting with a friend of mine um, uh, who is also in my mentorship class with spirit artist Joe Shield. But check out the events. Join us. 2025 is going to be spiritual awakening for this group. We are going to dig in deep and we're going to get rid of all the gunk and we're going to have spiritual awakenings. So that's the little commercial. There's no podcast tonight since it is Christmas Eve, but we'll be back, and of course I'll be doing Tuesday talks. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I felt as if since we're all wrapped up in the Christmas season, let me get a piece. There we go. Since we're all wrapped up in the holiday season, I felt it fitting to use a symbol that we use at this time of year to talk about our higher self. Um, and it's the spirit, it's the glistening, it's the wondering that we strive to awaken within us. And that symbol is Elf on a Shelf. You're familiar with Elf on a Shelf? When I was a kid, we called these pixies. This is an old one that I've had for years and years and years. But Elf on a Shelf. And I want to talk about how you can compare the elf to your higher self. Let me just put this here because I'm going to pick him up a couple times. So let's look at why the elf is used. Magically, the elf is associated with nature, with the unseen world. Isn't that kind of what our higher self is? It's our natural self. It's things that other people don't see. If you use the word pixies, so pixies are said to dance in the moonlight to the sounds of the night, the musical notes that the crickets and the frogs put off, the owls, things that you hear at night. The pixies are said to dance at night with those. So the elf is also associated with magical powers and supernatural beauty. I love that they are using the adjective, supernatural. So this is beauty that is so unnatural that it's supernatural. It's so beautiful that you can't imagine it. The beauty that brings a tear to your eye, that touches your heart. It's that beauty and that wonderment that strikes the child inside of us, that we can see all of the possibilities that are around us. It's the beauty that literally takes our breath away, that makes us speechless. It's a beauty that you can't even fathom. And I truly believe this is what spirit's like. This is what I feel like when you're in the spirit world. This is what you experience. Angels and spirit and guides and God, this is what they experience. And there's no words that you can even associate with it. There's no comparison in words. Even if you use words like energetic and beautiful and peaceful and bigger understandings and the higher realm and loving and energetic and vibration. I mean, these are just a few descriptive words, but they don't even touch this magical sensation of the elf that's within ourself. So just as though you're experiencing this supernatural beauty, just the thought of that to me excites me. Like, all these things. And when I get a new book, I get excited because there's so much information in there. And just imagine all the information that you can achieve, that can be given to you when you connect to your higher self, when you connect to the spirit realm, when you talk to the elders and those that have gone before you, that have passed, the things that they have seen and that they know. They have this better understanding of the earthly life that they once lived. Not only are they given the ability to see the beauty, but they also have this understanding of love, this complete, non-judgmental feeling of love and what the capabilities and what the universe has in store for us and the things that we can grab a hold of and run with. This is that elf within ourself. This is our higher self, our awakening, our confidence, but not ego. So we're shown all this understandings of all the lifetimes that we have once lived and all the lifetimes that we are going to live. It's this lifetime, the past lifetimes, and beyond. The elf sees it all, and it keeps it secret until the appropriate time. And I think about that with like my guardian angels. Like, they see so much. They see where I'm going to go. They see where I've been. And they show me, they give me hints of certain things at the appropriate time. My goal is to recognize them, to have the higher vibration so that things become familiar to me. The reason why the elf is small, it's this small little creature in the woods or whatever that reports back to Santa, is because it needs to be child friendly and appearing to children. They illustrate to us as adults the feeling of not fitting in, the feeling of being confused, of trying to find our place. That's what kids do all the time. There's a new school or a new friend, and they're trying to maneuver their life. And I feel to myself, sometimes we adult too much, and we forget that inner child. So this is sitting back a little bit and letting that inner child come from here out. It's the connection or the reconnection with the inner child. Maybe it's the part of you that needs nurtured and loved and forgiven or unleashed. Maybe you're a very subdued personality and you just need to cut loose. Maybe you have a hard time trusting the love of others and you want to invite in trust and invite in love. Maybe you don't trust to give it out. Maybe, it's one of those things where it's hard for you to get out of a negative thought pattern because of past relationships or past experiences. It's calling on that inner elf to say, help me, show me, let me be that, have that childlike innocence within myself so that I can share love and understanding with others. So when you adult too much, you lose that. So I want you to think for a minute. I want you to think back when you were a kid and you saw Santa, or you saw the glistening of a new fallen snow, Were you ready to like grab your sled and go downhill sledding? Or did you want to, did you visualize in your head of, getting in a sleigh with beautiful horses that were drawing the sleigh, and you've got this plaid blanket over you, and you can hear the crunching of the snow, and you hear Christmas music, or you hear the sounds of the night, and it just excites you. It brings you back to that giggly, excited child. I get so peacefully excited at the thought of all of these things when I think about when my kids were little, and Christmas morning they would all sit on the steps and wait for me to go downstairs and turn the Christmas lights on and the Christmas music, and then they would come thumping down the steps. I miss that. I miss, when I was a kid, and the joy of going down the steps to the Christmas tree, and the hot chocolate and the fire, and just spending time with family and friends, those that are important to you. So it's allowing that excitement to come alive again, allowing that elf to pop out again. We put the elf on the shelf around the house because you say to your kids, your elf is watching you and he's going to report back to Santa if you've been naughty or nice. So this message of the elf promotes kindness and staying positive and upbeat and doing the right thing, valuing and appreciating others. The elf on the shelf pops up in different areas of your house, like I said, to report your behavior back to Santa. Don't you think maybe we all need a little elf on the shelf that's watching us? I kind of feel like my guides, my guardian angels, my loved ones who have passed, they're that elf on the shelf that's pushing me to be better, to strive to love deeper, and to be trustworthy and loyal and innovative and creative, and have that peaceful feeling of I can maneuver the situation so that I can fit in, so that the things that I say and that I do are important, because we all have some type of importance. But the big message that the elf brings is that it is never too late to be removed from the naughty list. What a great thought to instill in your children. Bad behavior can be corrected. We make mistakes, we correct it, we move on from there. So you can always make adjustments when needed so that you can do the right thing. You can start over. You can learn new things. You can learn what to do and what not to do by the experiences of doing the opposite has done. We gain wisdom, we gain knowledge, we gain caring and love. So I want to go back to one of my favorite Christmas movies, and I know a lot of people don't like it for some reason, and that's okay, but I love Elf. And do you know when Buddy talks about what the elf code is? And I feel like we'd use the elf code all year round. So the code is treat every day like Christmas. Magical. Wonderment. Fresh. Glistening. Right? Every day. Treat every day like Christmas. The second part of the code is there is room for everyone on the nice list. It costs nothing to be kind. You can always make adjustments. And then the third part is the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Using your voice, being your authentic you, speaking your truth, speaking in love and kindness and guidance wherever needed. Kindness and love are always needed. Your guidance, maybe not always needed. Maybe people don't always want your advice. But always having that positive tone, that positive vibration in your voice. So in this code, it brings awareness that every day is magical. Every day is magical. Every day that you wake up in the morning, it's magical. It's a miracle. Be grateful for it. I woke up this morning, and we talk about this all the time. That's miracle number one. So treat every day like a miracle. like a gift that's been given to you, because you never know when you're going to go to sleep and not wake up, or when someone else is going to go to sleep and not wake up. So share kindness with everyone. Think in a positive way and help those in need. If you see someone who needs something and you have it, give it to them. I've come up with this new thought process a couple years ago. A friend of mine told me this, that they never lend anything to anyone that it would matter to them if they didn't get it back. So I'm going to lend or give without expectations, knowing that the acts that I do and my choices affect more people around me than what I realize. My doing Tuesday Talks at 10:30, maybe it touches someone's heart, maybe it doesn't, but maybe it plants a seed for you to think, never thought of it that way. So I never really know how many people I touch, and I don't need to know. I just know I need to speak my truth. The elf in me needs to be alive and well and come out and talk. To give yourself permission to not be afraid to be you. You ever go somewhere and think, I'm supposed to act a certain way, I'm supposed to be... That doesn't mean that you go out and you're, act like an idiot because you feel like you could just do that. There are certain rules and certain things. But if I have to totally change my personality of who I am in order to fit into another group, then that's not the group for me. To not take others for granted, and above all, spread love and connection. A simple hi. How you doing today? And I try this on occasion. I don't do it as much as I used to. If I say to someone, how you doing? And they're like, good, and you? I'll stop and go, no. How you doing today? I truly want to know. How are you today? It's taking that extra time to connect, to see eye to eye with someone, to look them in the eye and let them know that you truly care about them. So I want to ask you, is your inner elf hidden, or is it in full armor? Are you elfalicious, right? Are you spreading cheer to everyone every single day? Not just this time of year. Why is Thanksgiving one day to be thankful? Why is Christmas one day to be cheerful? We want to spread it throughout the year. So you all know that I like to read. And I was doing some reading about, your higher self and the holidays and some of the symbols that are used for different holidays and why they chose these symbols. And in the reading, one of the things that I read was elf is self when you take away the S. And the S that you're taking away is separate from spirit, separate from peace. If you just have self, then you're being selfish. So you're taking the S away so that you can spread this magical cheer. The elf in us brings us back to the point of reconnecting. There's the word again, reconnecting with our higher self, that magical being, that energetic soul that's within you. That's the elf that's within us. So the elf theory is one of spiritual growth. It is the reignition, relighting of love and fun and adventure. So pause for a moment and think to yourself, have I disconnected from my inner elf? Am I just worried about self? Have I stopped my awakening? Have I stopped sharing my goodness with others? Have I adulted too much? So the elf can help or hinder you. It's your choice. It's like good elf that tells you good things, bad elf that tells you the bad things. Which one are you listening to? We are our own worst enemy somewhere sometimes, and we feel as if we can't do anything right or things always get screwed up. And, we're constantly doing that. We stand in judgment of someone who's out and about doing something. Why do we do that? To make ourselves feel better? It's not good for us. We never know someone else's situation. I put a reel up, I don't know, I think it was yesterday, of people like standing in judgment of a situation, and then it says 10 minutes before, and you see what happened 10 minutes before. There was someone who was driving down the road kind of erratically. They were in one lane and then they were in another lane, and the guy behind them is like blowing the horn saying, why can't this guy drive? What's going on? And then it showed 10 minutes before, and you see the driver of this car in the hospital talking to a doctor saying, I'm sorry, there's nothing more that we could do. You don't know about that. So always spread Christmas cheer loud for all to hear. So which shoulder are you listening to? Which elf are you listening to? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Spirit. Given the opportunity, I can be in a happy place and help others. And if you're not in a happy place, if you're not in a good place, helping others can put you there. So the cool thing to remember about your elf, about this theory, is that there is always room on the nice list. The elves are constantly working, making toys, building. The Keebler elves are making cookies. We are a work in progress. We never stop learning. We never stop building a foundation of the relationships around us. We never stop learning about ourselves and others around us. We are working towards helping others. We're mixing up the goodness. We are doing, being, seeing, acting, sending, receiving, opening, helping others. That's the elf within us. So I come to you today on this shortened version of Tuesday Talks at 10:30 on Christmas Eve in my naked Santa earrings. See, they're naked. See, Santa's naked. In my Santa hat, wearing my, wrong side, my mom's Christmas pin, to implore you, to nudge you, to let out your inner elf. Be magical. Be supernaturally beautiful because of the essence that's within you. See the supernatural beauty in your life. Build lasting relationships. Be kind. Have fun. Spread joy for all to hear. Allow your inner elf to help you to live the life you love and love the life you live. If you don't change it, nobody else can. Let your inner elf out. Be magical. I hope for this holiday season, for each and every one of you, that your inner elf is just jumping up and down inside of you, saying, let me out. Let me spread cheer. Let me treat every day like Christmas. Let me be kind and have wonderment and get on the nice list and be nice to others. Because that's what life is all about. How we can better ourselves, but not to the point where it's all about us. That S, that selfishness. Are we separated from spirit? Tell your elf, let's reconnect, baby. Tell Santa, I need that sleigh. I need those reindeer. I need the glistening white, fresh blanket of snow to wash over me and allow myself to be on the nice list, to be magical, to see the supernatural hero. Or supernatural hero. Well, yeah, maybe I want to be a supernatural hero, to see the supernatural beauty in everyone, because I see it in you. And I hope you see it in yourself as well. I hope this holiday season brings you lots of love and family and connections. And I hope you unlock that inner elf that's within you and you let him bounce around and be magical and dance in the moonlight to the sounds of the crickets and the frogs. All right, guys. Have a happy, happy holiday. Merry Christmas. I love you all. Check out the events that's coming up for this year. No podcast tonight, but I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Let your inner elf out. Peace. Bye-bye.